Facebook because I'm able to do that in my groups. And for some reason now I cannot do it on the event. So technical difficulties, no biggie. It's what happens. I'm actually technology challenged. So that's just how it goes. And we're just going to go with it. But we're going to have some fun. So goal setting. A lot of you are interested in goal setting. I posted my vision board and I noticed that, people are messaging me a lot. Hi, Jen. How are you? I miss you, girl. I haven't seen you in forever. I noticed that a lot of people were interested in it. They were messaging me and asking me, how do I do this? And how do you set your goals? And how do you know which goals to set and all that stuff? And to me, it's just second nature because I've been doing this for so long. It's like, you pick what you're going to do and you kind of set out your goals for 2018. So to me, it was pretty simple, but it's because I've had practice doing it. As a coach, we do this, like we set businesses for our goals. And then once I started myself and I started reaching them and overcoming them and just like noticing how effective they are, I was like, okay, well, if that works so well for my business, what would it do for my life? So I started goal setting for everything. So now I have goals for my relationship. I have goals for my family. I have goals for the things that I want to do, for the fun stuff I want to try, and for my finances, for everything. So it's just something that I do. And then after I've done all the goals, I've set all the goals that I want to achieve that year, I pass it on to something that's called a vision board. And you guys saw it because I posted mine. We had a vision board party. We got together and we did it. We put our goals down and we put it on a big whiteboard. And now I have something visual and tangible to look at to remind me of the goals that I set so I don't lose vision of it come 2018, because life gets crazy. We all start off with, oh, I want to lose 40 pounds. I want to do this and I want to do that. And then life gets crazy and we lose sight of the things that we wanted to do. And then what ends up happening, we just end up on repeat, right? That's what ends up happening for everybody. We tend to go through life just like that. We rinse, repeat, and we keep on making the same mistakes. So goal setting is good because it gives you a focus, somewhere to go. So that's why I do it. That's why I love it. And that's why I'm going to share it with you guys. I hope you guys will be interactive. I'm going to be asking you some questions. Doing this together, we'll be doing it along. So if you're watching here on Facebook, if you're doing it with me, you may want to hop on the YouTube link that I posted on this event page, because I'm going to share a screen, and I cannot do that from the live video. So pick one, go with, turn the other off, and then just go with the one that's easiest for you. If you're doing it on Facebook, fine, I'll try to revert my screen and do, but I wanted to have it recorded as well. So let's do this. I'm going to start sharing the screen now. Squirrels. So like sometimes I'll start talking about one thing and then we're talking about. So that's why I'm going to be sharing the screen. All right. So goal setting for 2018. Like I was talking about, at first you really need to create a vision for yourself. And this is where I find most people have the biggest struggle, because they don't have a vision for what they want their life to look like. If you skip this step, it's going to be very difficult for you to create goals, because you won't know. Bring them on camera. Hi, Luanda, how are you? Sorry, I got caught up looking at the chat box. I won't do that again. I'll try not to get distracted. So if you're not somebody that has a vision for your life, you don't know where it's going, then you're not giving it direction, and your life will be all over the place. And it will become almost impossible for you to set any kind of goal for yourself, because you don't know exactly where you want to go. It's kind of like getting in a car and like not knowing, like you want to get to California, but you don't know which direction is west. It'll be like impossible for you to get there, because you just start driving around and you don't have a map. You don't have a direction to follow. So having a vision for your life is where you start. You really have to stop. And this, like I said, is where most people have problems, because I noticed this with my coaches, especially. You ask them, what do you want for your life? What do you want your life to look like? And they have no idea. They don't stop and dream and think about the things that they want. And when they do, they stop themselves from dreaming. It's almost like they're like, can achieve these things. So they're like, I would like to do this, but it's impossible. So I'm not going to. So they fail in this most like basic step, which is really setting a vision for where you want your life to go. Like, what do you want your relationship to look like? What kind of perfect, like if you had it the perfect way, what job would you be doing? And what would your day-to-day be? Like, what would you be doing on your spare time? What kind of people would be in your life? And these are all important steps. You can't skip this. You really have to think, okay, perfectly, if I could have it and there were no limitations, money wasn't an issue, you know, you can't limit yourself here. You have to really think big of what you really want it to be like. And that's where you start with the foundation of where, you know, where your vision is going to be. So first, before anything, make sure that you know where you want it to go. Like, where do you want this, when we get to 2019, what things do you want to have accomplished, and what kind of meaning do they have to you? How much better is your life going to be if you do these things? And how different would it be if you don't start, like if you get to 2019 and none of these things are accomplished, how bad are you going to feel? And how, you know, how's it going to affect your life if you do nothing about the things that you really want to do? You really have to start there, like start and dream for yourself and your life, for your family, the things that you really want, like down to the core. Because this vision, when the going gets hard, like I was saying, life gets in the way, right? And we have all these goals, like I want to lose 40 pounds, and then it gets cold and we don't want to go to the gym. And then, you know, parties happen, and then you know, the scale doesn't budge, and then things get hard, and then you realize, oh, I'm sore, and all these, and you lose vision of what you wanted to do in the first place, because it's work. All of this is going to be work. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's just a direction so that you're using your time wisely and you're actually focusing on things that you want for yourself. Start there, because that vision, remembering what you want your life to look like and why it's important to you, that's what's going to keep you going through. Like when the going gets tough and when you start to want to give up, that vision's going to pull you. If your vision is big enough and it's strong enough and you know why you're doing it, then you're more likely to stick with it. So yeah, with your vision, let me pull up the other screen. Okay, so then at this point, once you have your vision, you know what your life wants to look like. Now you can start setting priorities for yourself. And I do this with something very simple that's called a balance wheel. So it's easy for us to get caught up in all the many hundreds of things that we want to do, for us to actually focus on the things that are important. And this is where people think I'm a superwoman, and I'm really not. But I'll share with you guys my secret for finding balance in my life. I have a lot going on. Yes, I do a lot of things, and I like to be busy, and I have a lot of goals. Yes, and everybody knows that, you know, and they're like, oh, wow, I don't know how you do all the stuff that you do. Guys, it's very simple for me, because for one simple reason. It's not perfect, but this is how I find time to do the things that are important, that you guys see, oh, you're so accomplished. You do this and you do that, and you do, how do you do all this? Very easy. I know where I want to go, vision for my life. I know exactly where I want to be in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. I have that vision set, right? I create what's called a balance wheel, where I know what my priorities in life are, right? So based on that vision, I know what's important, what steps do I need to take, and what things do I need to focus on if I want to achieve that vision. And then based on that, I make a balance wheel, and I'm going to share, you guys that are looking at this picture, you guys can see, I'm going to share with you guys on Facebook too. But wheel, you just pretty much, you make a circle. So if you're watching with us and you're making your goals, your goal setting today, so I want you guys to start there. Make a big circle and cut it out like a pizza. So let me show you guys how it looks here. So that's what it looks like, right? And you want to create that for yourself. You want to have a big circle and it looks like a pizza. And you don't have to label anything right now. I just want you to start there. Because what we're going to do is we're going to pick out of these, oh, I shouldn't be turning it. Probably looking at it sideways, sorry. It's going to take some practice here. Okay, so you want to make a big pizza looking circle, and you want to put some lines through it, like it's looking like a pizza. You're going to cut it in 8 pieces. Have to label them right now, but you're going to need this, because this is what you're going to rate those each of those slices a name, and we're going to pick them, and I'll tell you guys what they are in a minute. But what you're going to do is you're going to pick your priorities, or in other words, the things that you're going to set goals for. You can't set goals for everything, or you could, but you get lost in your 100 item to-do list, and you would get nothing done, because it's just, we all want to do too much, and that's human nature. And so you really have to focus on the areas that are more important to you. And then once you reach that goal, you can move on to different ones. But we're going to focus on maybe 3 to 5 areas in your life that you need to make change now. So the areas, I'll give you guys some ideas, and then I'll share mine with you. But the areas that you can pick are, you can make this balance wheel whatever the heck you want to make it. It is about you. It's not about me. It's not about your family. It's not about anybody but you. So these are some ideas. And like, what areas, based on that vision that you set for yourself of what you want your life to be. Do you want to be a better mom? Do you want to be an accomplished businesswoman? Do you want to go back to school? Do you want, to, in 10 years, what do you want? How much do you want in your bank account? How are you going to, what is your life going to look like? What job are you doing? All the stuff you need to start thinking. That's how you create your vision. Like, what exactly do you want your day-to-day life to look like? And then based on that, what areas of your life that you're going to pick. So you can label it. This is an idea. I put 10 up here. Obviously, you need 8 because your pizza pie has 8 slices. So pick 8 from this. From these 8, we're going to rate it from 1 to 10. What areas do you already have, a good handle on, need to improve? So you're going to start, for example, this is an example. It's not necessarily mine. But let's say, I can show you guys mine. I have mine up here too. I made one. If I can find it, I'll show you. Okay. So I actually did do this. I told you guys that when I start goal setting, this is a system that I've used for a long time. So this is mine. Do you see it? It is, we have finances, personal growth, fun, faith, fitness, family, business, and relationships. So these are my areas. This is what my pie looks like, right? So for you guys that are not on Facebook, let me bring you guys back over here. I'm going to on YouTube. This is what mine looks like. You see? And you're going to color it. You're going to color it based on what areas are you pretty good at right now and which areas need improvement. So for me, it's very simple. You guys can see here for my fitness, for example. Let's start on the good areas. So my fitness, I feel like, I'm probably an 8 for that, right? So the more that you fill it in is like the numbers that you, the more that you feel like you have control over it, right? So like, let's say for my fitness, I feel like I have a pretty good handle. I'm pretty for my fitness. So I filled it up at an 8. And then for my faith, I've been working on that really hard. That was actually one of my goals for 2017. I've been working on it really hard. And so look at it, it's at a 9 because I did a lot of things that I wanted to accomplish, like read the Bible, and I wanted to get closer to God and all that stuff. And those were all my goals for 2017. So look, I did really well. And I feel like that's a pretty good area in my life right now. Let's see what else is good. Personal growth. I did a ton of like seminars, and I went, I read a lot of books. That was also an area that I wanted to improve on. So I did a lot of that in 2017. So I also feel like that's a good area for me. So let's talk about the areas that are not so great. So relationships. I feel like I could be a much better friend. And I feel like, for example, sometimes I want to do stuff and I don't have any friends. And obviously I've been way too busy to do things with people. So I wasn't a very good friend for a really long time. For the past 2 years, I've been focusing really hard on my business and on other things, and I just haven't been a good friend. So I feel like relationships is an area that I really can improve. Family, relationships with my daughter, with my friends, relationships with my parents, all that stuff. So I'm going to work on that area. You see, I only have it at a 2 right now. So I feel like that's an area that I'm going to need to set some goals for. I have here on mine, family. It goes along with it. I feel like I could be a better mom. And I could probably be a better wife too. So I put that there. I'm going to make some goals for that. My business is at probably a 4 or a 5. I did pretty well this year, but I want to do a little bit better. So I have big business goals that I want to achieve. So that's an area that I'm going to set goals for. Finances is at a 5. I feel like I could work on that. We do well. Like we have finances, but we don't have a budget, and that almost feels like it bothers me. I don't know how much is coming in and going out, so I need like a budget. I want to set budget. But what else? Faith is good. Fun. I feel like I could have a little more fun. So those are the areas that I picked for myself. And I made a list of goals for those. So I'm going to share them with you. We're going to work together on this. But if you're watching and you're setting your own goals, I want you to go ahead, and I'm going to give you guys some time. I'm probably going to even play a little music for you to work on this. But I want you to create that little wheel for yourself, right? The same, like a circle, and then cut it as in if you were making a pizza and you had the slices. And then out of those, I'm going to bring it back up so you guys can see it. Areas. Fill in your little pie. And pick the ones that are, and then fill them in, and let's find out which areas you need to work on more. Good handle on already. So I'm going to leave this up for a minute, and if I play music, Facebook's going to hate me and they won't show you my video. So I'm not going to play music. Sorry, guys. We'll work in silence for a little bit, but down. You can share it with me on the Facebook group. You can go in there and in your chat box, you can put in what areas do you want to set some goals for? What areas do you feel like, what's your top area? The areas like the 2 to 3 lowest areas that you're going to work on, so we can brainstorm together some goals for you, and I will share with you guys the ones that I've made for myself so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. But once you have your wheel filled out, you know exactly what your areas are, then share it with me so we can, let me see if I can pull up the chats. I can never see it. Okay, let's see. Janet, you're watching. I see who's watching. If you guys are watching on Facebook, swipe to the left. Okay, so now I see it. Okay, so if you guys have areas that you want to work on and you already know what they are, please share them with me. I want to know what they are. Form together. So work on this. Try to quiet your mind and think, and don't think too hard about it. Like if you're staring at your wheel and it's taking you forever to fill in your blank spaces, then you're thinking too hard about it. It really should be like a gut reaction, like I see it, I think I'm good at this, and then you color it. And then don't think about it. If you're thinking too hard about it, you're probably going to influence your answer. So don't try to do that. Just try to go with your gut instinct. What do you think you're good at right now? And that could be left alone. And then what are the things that you really feel like you need to work on right now? Like you want to make it better for 2018. It will play out nicely once we start setting goals, I promise you. And it's an important step. You can't really know, you won't have balance in your life if you're trying to juggle too many balls at once. Stop and think, where do I need to work on? Where can I leave it alone? Where do I have it pretty good right now? So I'll give you guys a few minutes. Hi, Janet. Hey, hi too, when you hop on live. Yeah, you can say hi. I can play around with these things. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. All right. Hopefully. Ooh, I just blocked it all out. All right. Good. Perfect. So awesome. This shouldn't take too long. So you guys probably have your wheels and you're looking at them, and now you're gonna pick. Hi, Mariana. How are you? So you guys can start sharing with me what areas of your life you need to work on. If it's fitness, if it's relationships, if it's finances, if it's career, business, whatever it is, you guys feel free to share them with me so I can go ahead and give you some brainstorming ideas for goals that you guys can set. But you guys what my lowest were, right? So I'm going to share with you too. So from this, you're going to be setting some goals, right? Based on the things that you picked is what you're going to be setting the goals for. So I'll tell you, for example, my lowest one, like I shared with you guys, was relationships, right? So for relationships, when I talk about that, I talk about that in general. It's not just about, you know, my husband. It's about my kids. It's about my friends. It's about relationships in general. So a goal that I want, that I've set for myself, is to have deeper relationship, deeper connections with people. And that I am totally 100% responsible for that. Like I told you guys, I focused on other areas of my life because my goals were different last year. And so that area suffered and I wasn't a very good friend. And so now I'm going to be, hi, Ajnea, hi, Kristen. So, so I started setting, I'm going to set some goals, some very specific, smart, tangible goals that I can measure, things that I can achieve, things that are relevant to me, things that are going to help me get to the outcome that I want, which is to have deeper connections with people. So I'm going to give it a specific time so that I know exactly when I want to achieve that goal by. So is what's going to help you know if you're on track, if the activities that you are doing are actually getting you closer to where you want to be. So for example, for my relationships, I want to have in 2018, hi, thank you. So for 2018, I want to have a girls' night out once a month, right, with my friends. So I'm going to make this something that I'm going to have to actually schedule it. I'm going to have to organize it. I'm going to have to invite them. I'm going to have to make time for it. I'm going to have to ask time from work, time to be able to do it, right? So, and I'm going to have to make room for this. So this is all, it's going to take sacrifice, but it's a goal that I'm setting for myself. Every month, I'm going to have at least one night out with my girlfriends. So that's going to help me to have that connection with them that I want, right? Don't you think that if we're spending a night out connecting and having fun and maybe some drinks and, you know, maybe doing, love setting goals too. It's fun, 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 fun. So all that stuff, it's a goal that I'm setting for myself. And I actually, if you guys look, I do need that. I know. If you guys look on my vision board, right down there, do you see it? Best friends, always stay in touch. So there's a picture of the girls together having fun. See, that is part of my vision board. So you see how that all plays into my vision and all the things that I want, and how setting that goal for myself is already, I'm already putting it into action. I'm giving it a meaningful picture so that I know exactly to remind me of what I want to do and why I want to do it. And then I made that goal and I'm going to stick with it. And it's measurable. Did I do it in January? Well, probably as we just started. So I haven't set a date, but I have to do it. So I'm now every month, I'll know ahead of time. Happy New Year. I'll know ahead of time to do this. The other thing that I want to do is I want to call my friends, and this is the second goal. So call my friends and family and connect with people once a week. So at least, you know, I call people to talk to them, like not a message on Facebook, but actually have a conversation. And not because I need something, not because they, you know, I want something from them or nothing like that. Like that doesn't count. Like if I'm trying to something, that doesn't count. It's to call just to say hi, just to connect with them. So I'm going to call my friends and my family once a week. I'm going to call somebody I haven't talked to in a while. So that is something for me. Maybe have a coffee date or something like that. It's a connection. It's something where I'm being on purpose about keeping that connection with my friends and my family and people I care about. So that is that going to help me get to the goal of creating deeper connections with people by the end of the year? Absolutely, 100%. So that is another thing that I put down as my goals. That is my number one goal because that is what I want to do the most. So before anything else gets done, be on paper, that has to get done, that phone call has to be made, and maybe set an alarm. Like there, then you have to think about the steps that you're going to need to take to get to that goal, right? So maybe set an alarm on my phone to remind me to call somebody at a certain time every, you know, maybe every Monday afternoon I'll call a friend or somebody, and then just pick somebody based on, you know, whoever my heart tells to call. But maybe set an alarm or something so that life doesn't get in the way. And, you know, in the busyness of it all, I forget. Maybe I schedule it so that don't we all need it? Definitely, 100%. And I think, you know, your parents are getting older. Do you call them? Do you talk to them? All these things, like, we need it. We need that connection. I think it's awesome that we have the social media, you know, that we can connect with people over it. It's amazing. You always know what your friends are doing, your parents are doing, and everybody. But people need to hear your voice. You need that connection with people. So that will mean a lot to me. And that's why I'm doing it. And that is part of me trying to be a better friend in 2018. So the goal that I have is fun, right? You guys saw that I feel like I need a little more fun in my life. I feel like I've been very go, go, go with my business, which has been awesome. And I've been go, go, go with my personal growth and a lot of things in my life that I wanted to achieve. And it's great and it's fine. I'm not complaining. It was what I set for 2017. In 2018, I want to have a little bit more fun. So down. I want to join a Zumba class. I want to go once a week to Zumba because I love Zumba. I think it's a lot of fun. And it's one of the things that I miss because now I work out at home. So I don't go to a gym and I don't connect with people anymore. And I would love to be able to do a Zumba class. And I pay for a gym membership. So I'm going to go and I'm going to sign up for a Zumba class. That's my goal. I want to do Zumba. So what is it for you? What's fun to you, right? I love to dance. And I love Zumba. I think it's a lot of fun. So this is something very easy. They have childcare. I can take my girls with me. Very easy. You know, I'm definitely going to do it. I'm going to join a Zumba class. And you guys are going to see me dancing and posing about it. So this is something that I'm setting out for myself. The other thing that I put down for fun is one date night with my hubby every 2 weeks. And I did set this goal last year and we failed miserably. And I'll tell you guys, our schedules are so busy. So I'm going to be more intentional about this. I'm actually going to put it down on the calendar and I'm going to try and plan, like he's going to be in charge of one day and I'm going to be in charge of the other day. And we're going to be, I know there's nothing sexy about this, but we're going to be intentional about it. Like, let's set it ahead of time, maybe buy a Groupon or, you know, whatever it is that we need to do, but we're going to do it, make it happen twice. Every 2 weeks, we're going to do that for ourselves, for our relationship, because it's fun. I have fun with my husband. He makes me laugh and we have a good time. Colin, there you go, Ajane. I love that. So I'm going to be doing that. So every 2 weeks, a date night with my husband. We got to do something together, no kids involved, just him and I. So that's part of fun for me. So I'm going to think of different things that I can add here too, but those are where I'm starting right now. So I'm just giving you guys some ideas of things that I'm doing. Do you see how each goal that I've set is very specific, what I'm going to do? It's measurable. I can look back at the end of each month and say, did I do this? Yes or no? Like if I can answer that question, did I do this? Yes or no? Then it's measurable. Absolutely. I'm not setting anything crazy. I'm not going overboard with my goals and saying and adding a whole lot to my plate because then I know it's not going to get done. So I'm being very, I'm being very specific and very simple with the things that I want to do. They're relevant because they're going to achieve the outcome that I want, which is to have more fun, to deepen my relationships. And then they all have a time. They're time sensitive, right? Twice a month, once a month, everything, so that I can go back at the end of each month and know, okay, what things did I want to do? And I'm actually going to write this all down on my planner that my friend Stephanie gave me. It's so cute. And I'm going to put that in the beginning of each month so that before I even start my month, I have it already scheduled and done and I don't have to think about it anymore. Another one, let's talk about, let's see, family. My family is another area. I feel like I could be a better mom, a better daughter, a better wife, all those things. So I put down some goals. Reconnect, call dad, mom once per week at least. I know it's terrible, guys, but I have to be honest. I don't call my mom, my dad every week because we chat on Facebook and I don't actually call. Call your parents. Your parents are getting older, right? And then they're gone one day and you're going to regret not having that one-on-one time. And I know that, it's something that if you do it for your parents, I'm sure your kids will end up doing it for you. You have to model the behaviors that you want to see. So I definitely don't want to get older and have my kids forget about me. So I'm going to try to reconnect, to call my dad and my mom once a week at least. That's a goal. One family outing per month with the family, something that maybe the girls pick, maybe go to Legoland, maybe go to Disney. I don't know what we're going to do. I'm going to kind of leave it up to them, but something that we do as a family together at least once a month. So that's another thing. And then I also put one-on-one time with girls once a week. And I just want to spend time with each girl individually. And that was a goal that I had set last year as well, and I failed. And so I don't want to say failed. I learned, how I have to be more intentional about it because it didn't happen for a reason. So I have to fix it. How am I going to fix it? I have to kind of look into it. Okay, where did I go wrong? How come I set that goal and it didn't go the way I wanted? And then I have to get more intentional about it. So that's something I'm going to be doing. I want to organize my day. So for my business, I have big goals, big, crazy goals. And I'm not afraid. They're big, they're scary, and they kind of like make me a little nervous. But I know that I can do it. And the way I know I can do it is by being organized. So I'm thinking about, the more organized I am, the more effective I am. And I know this for a fact because it's been going on for years in my business. So one good thing that I did in 2017, for example, was hire an assistant. That was the best thing I could have done. I really needed it. Felt like I was always stretching myself. And so I made the goal to, hire an assistant for 5 hours. So I'm making the goal of doubling her hours. She's going to work 10 hours a week now. So, that's my goal. And I can't afford it right now, but I'll be able to afford it, that because I'm setting that goal for myself. So she is like my right hand and she does so much for me. And if I have her doing double what she does now, I'll have more free time and I can totally, make it a goal to pay her an extra 5 hours a week. So that is one of my goals. It's my time. So I'm working my business in 4 hours a day, no more than 4 hours a day. And so that is challenging because there's a lot going on in my day. So I don't work a full-time job. Like I don't have the luxury to work from 9 to 5 because I want to be home with my kids. That was the purpose of me doing coaching. So I could be home with my girls. So I don't want to take the time away from them to, be working 8-hour days as a coach. I really don't. That's not my purpose. I don't need to make millions of dollars. I want to make a decent income and I want to have time with my girls. So I'm going to organize my time into many days. And this is going to be over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to write out my tasks. What things do I need done? What can I delegate to my assistant? What can I ask my team to help with? And then I'm going to squeeze in the tasks into those 4 hours and then make it very organized and know exactly what needs to be done each day so that when I come in and I sit down for those 4 hours, it's focused work and I'm only doing the things that I need to be doing. So that I can go on for hours about this, but it wouldn't be as relevant to you guys because you're not coaches. Not everybody's a coach. But if you are a coach and you're watching this and you're thinking, okay, what can I do? You have to know exactly what you want to achieve with your business. For example, I want to expand, right? I want to make our team grow. I want to help our team grow. I want to see more women making money as coaches. I want them to have the same freedom that I have and time freedom and flexibility because a lot of my coaches are working moms and they want to be home with their kids. So I want to help them do that. And I want to grow our organization. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to have to maybe not take on as many clients, right? Because when I take on 10, 20 clients a month, I cannot focus as much on recruiting and bringing in new coaches into our organization. And I can't train them as well because I'm working so much. Like it takes a lot of work to work with the client. So I can't possibly expand my business and grow the way I want it to. Like I want our team to grow exponentially in 2018. And I can't do that if I'm bringing in a lot of customers. So maybe train my coaches to help customers more effectively so that I can take a little bit of a load off of me and then invest on recruiting, invest my time on recruiting more people for our organization. And the training a little bit more efficient so that they're coming in and they're getting trained more effectively and maybe host more calls. I don't know. That's going to take some planning on my part, but that is a goal for myself. So organizing all that to fit into a 4-hour day so that I don't sacrifice and lose vision of what I really want to have 10 years down the road, which is, remember, your goals can't conflict with one another. If one of my goals, and it was on top, was to be a better mom, I can't sacrifice that goal by pouring all my hours into my business, right? So that's when the priorities come in. So my number one goal, be a better mom, have better relationship, deeper connections with people. I cannot pour all the hours that I have into my business, no matter how big my business goals are. I can't do that and then not feel like I'm leaving out the most important thing to me, which is deeper connections, which is being a better mom. So all that has to be balanced. So that's why I need that 4-hour day. So that's my biggest goal when it comes to my business, is not necessarily all the rank or the money, all the income I want to make. All that's great. But in order to do that, achieve all that rank and money and whatever I want to get, if I'm sacrificing all the time that I have in my business, then I'm not going to be doing the things that I need to be doing to achieve my bigger goals, which is to be a better mom and to have deeper connections with my friends. So all that stuff has to be balanced out. And that's why my number one goal for business is squeeze everything into a 4-hour day. And I will do it because I'm focused. I know exactly what my vision is. I know where I want to go, and I know what 2018 is going to look like for me because I've already cast that on a board. You guys see that? So needs to be in priority order in order for you to be able to set these goals. I'll share with you my last one, which is my finances. I told you guys, I want to create a monthly budget. I want to know exactly what's coming in and going out, and I want to have that done by the end of January. So I want to have spreadsheets where we know exactly how much money we're making and how much money we're spending, and I want to take 20% of that income and I want to put it on savings. So do you see how much this is measurable and how it's relevant to the things that I want to achieve? I want more financial freedom in the future. My vision shows me not working so hard. So, that plays with it. I want to save more money now so that we can have, once the girls are out and going to college, I don't want to have to stress about paying for their college. I don't want to, I want to have more freedom and financial time with my husband. I want to be able to enjoy. I want to be a flight attendant still, but I want to be able to do the trips that I want to do and take my husband with me and have money to spend and, not worry about our retirement and not worry about my girls. So that all plays into my vision for 10, 20 years, right? When the girls are going to college. So the things that I'm doing now, they need to be aligned with the things that I want. I need to do. In order to do that, I'm going to have to work. My business comes before all this, because I have to, the vision is set out, but you have to take the steps that how am I going to get there? You can't just be like, well, I have this vision and this is going to happen. No, that's just wishing. You can't just say, I want to do this, but then not take the steps to do it. That's where the goal setting comes in. You really have to sit down and be intentional about the things that you're going to be doing and how you're going to be spending your time. So that's what goal setting is for. So make sure, after you do all this and you have your wheel and you know where your areas are, you pick your top 3, 5. I picked 5 to give you guys an example, but you can pick 3 to 5 of them and you can start working from there. Okay, if your number 1 is relationships, start thinking, what do I want my relationships to look like? If it's not where I want it to be right now, how can I fix that? What kind of steps can I take so that in 2019, I have, I have better relationships with people, or whatever it is. If it's your fitness, a lot of people come to me, they're like, I have to work on my fitness. They know that that's an area they need to work on. So, okay, so what is your vision for your fitness, for your health? What do you want to look and feel like in 2019? Very easy for you to start thinking about that. Maybe you want to be 25 pounds lighter. A lot of people have that attachment with the scale. So they know, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds. Perfect. And I don't love the attachment with the scale, but that's a goal. It helps you focus and it gives it a number and it's very measurable. Okay, so if you want to lose 25 pounds in 2018, right? If it's a very attainable goal, not hard to do, even if you lost, 2 pounds a month, which if you take the right steps, but even if you did, you would achieve your goal by 2019. So once you know, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds, maybe you want to lose 20 pounds before the summer. Let's put it that way, because that makes it a little bit easier. Healthy weight loss is between 1 to 2 pounds per week. Let's think about it that way. So let's say you're on the lower end and you lose 4 pounds. You lose 1 pound a week, 4 pounds. In 2 months, you lose 8 pounds. By the end of this, by summertime, by June, right, you will have lost 6 times 4. How much is that? 24. You would have lost 24 pounds. You got to your goal. You surpassed your goal. So you have to start, then you can put that down on paper. By June, I want to lose 20 pounds. I'm going to break that down. Okay. January, I'm going to lose 4 pounds. And okay, how are you going to lose those 4 pounds? Because just writing it on paper is not going to help you any. So, okay, so maybe I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week. I'm going to start eating more fruits and vegetables. Drinking a 2 liter of water a day. Whatever it is, you don't have to make it huge, guys. If you're looking to lose 1 pound per week, you don't have to make a huge change. It's steady growth. The problem is everybody wants to lose 20 pounds in January, and that is an unattainable goal. You're not going to get that. I mean, you could. I'm just saying, you're just creating a big stress on your life. By the time, the end of January comes around, you lost 19 and you feel like you're a failure because you didn't get to your goal. Well, your goal wasn't good to begin with. So you have to make it attainable. You have to make it something that you can actually do. Otherwise, it's going to feel like it's too much work. It's Not, it's not something that you can squeeze into your day. Like, to lose 20 pounds in a month, you're going to have to work really hard, and you have other things you have to take care of. That's not your only goal. You also want to be, do other things. You want to increase you want to be a better mom. You want to be present for your kids. You want to do well at work. You want to save some money. You have all these other goals, and then your fitness ends up being a lower priority. And then you don't have all the time and commitment that it takes to lose 20 pounds in a month. And so you're going to feel like a failure. You're going to feel like you don't have any balance. And if you start just dedicating everything to your fitness, you're going to feel like you're dropping the ball everywhere else. It's not something that you should do. Write it down on paper. Maybe every month you're going to lose 5 pounds. That. How easy would it be if you made small changes? People in our challenge groups, they do 21 days, they lose between 8 to 15 pounds, and it's not hard. They're not hungry. They're working out 30 minutes a day. They are, and that's why people are so shocked that it works. They're like, oh, I can actually do this. Yes, absolutely. You can do this. Because you can do it, that's why you can stick with it. If you make big changes, I'm going to go to the gym every day for 2 hours, and I'm going to cut all the carbs, and because it's not doable. It's not something sustainable. It's not something that's you can carry out for a really long time. Nobody has 2 hours a day to spend at the gym. Well, some people do, but most people do not have it. Moms do not have those 2 hours to spend at the gym. So it becomes unattainable. They can't do it, and then they feel like they failed. Don't create, goals so big that you cannot do it. You're setting yourself up for failure. So make it a plan that you can actually do and follow through with, and you will make it so much easier. And then you will actually be like at a slower pace, but the compound effect will take over, and the little things that you do each day will accumulate to big things. And before you know it, June will be here, and you lost 30 pounds, and you surpassed your goal. And you're like, how the heck did I do that? You were consistent. It's all about being consistent and staying true to your goals, not losing sight of them, and doing the little things, the little things that you almost feel like, oh, that's so small. Like, what difference is it going to make? You want to be those little things that you're like, oh, well, it's not so hard. I can do that. And so you keep at it for a really long time. And then at the end of the day, you're like, wow, that made a huge difference. So it's about those things. It's about setting smart goals. Make them specific, make them measurable, make them attainable, make them relevant, and make them time sensitive, so that you know exactly by when you want to achieve it. So that when you get to that date, reach your goal, you can backtrack and look, well, did I do the things that I said I was going to do? Did I actually drink 2 liters of water a day? Did I actually work out every day or 3 times a week? Then you can backtrack. And if you fail at one of those, maybe it's not even that, it's not that you failed. You're just like, okay, well, that's not doable for me. What else can I do? And then you can you don't have to change your goal. Your goal can stay the same. You can just change how you're going about it. Maybe you were trying to go to the gym for 3 times a week, and that was impossible. You looked back and you saw that you only went once a week. Why? Okay, maybe I didn't have the time that I thought I was going to have to dedicate to it. Driving to the gym is not conducive to my lifestyle and the things that I do. Then maybe you should try a workout on demand, with Beachbody. Maybe you can, if you didn't have to take 2 hours to go to a gym and you could do it from home, it would be something that, oh, wow, now I can work out 5 times a week. So change your tactics, change your strategies, but don't change your goals. Your goals can stay the same. Just change how you're going about it. If you got to, whatever time, like if you get by June and you didn't lose the 20 pounds, okay, how can I fix it so that by December I can lose it, right? So just little changes. And maybe you don't lose the 20, but maybe if you get really close and you lose 15, 17, 18, you'll be really much closer than you would be if you didn't set that goal to begin with. I hope that makes sense. Things that are important to you. Maybe, in your big balance wheel, you included a lot of things, but you left some things out. For example, I'll share one of mine. So I want to win a tournament. I want to win a jiu-jitsu tournament. And I know the things that I have to do to become better at jiu-jitsu. I have to train more often. I have to, work on certain things that I am weak at. So I know exactly what I need to do. It's very strategic. It's very easy to plan. I can try to train 3 times a week, where now I go once a week. I can try to do it 3 times a week, and I can set that to be my goal. Maybe I only get to do 2. It's still more than only going 1 time like I'm going now. And that wasn't in my wheel. Remember, my wheel said relationships, fun, family, business, and finances, and nowhere did I include health, because I really, I may have some health goals, but not really anything that's that great, nothing that I need. It's not a priority at the time. It's just something that's part of my habits. I got a good handle on it. I don't need to include that in my goals. But I do want to win a jiu-jitsu championship as a blue belt. So add that in and put goals for that specifically, and you don't have to create a whole wheel for just that. Does that make sense? I hope okay. And then don't put limits. I'm going to wrap it up. This is the last slide that we have here. Don't put limits on the things that you want for yourself. I have a quote here that says, dream big, work hard, stay focused, and surround yourself with good people. Don't limit your dreams. Don't think, well, I can't do that, or I'm too, I'm not disciplined, so I can't lose the 20 pounds. Don't start talking negatively to yourself, and don't limit the things that you want to do. Believe in yourself. Yes, you can. God made you perfect. You are 100% capable of doing anything that you set your mind to. You just have to figure out, why is it important to you? Does it fit into that big vision that you have for yourself? Because if it's important and it fits within your vision will pull you. And even if you feel right now that you can't do it, I promise you, you can. You just have to keep, sight of your vision. Put it on a vision board. Once you have your things all set out, do one of these for yourself. It's easy, guys. You get a magazine, you cut out some papers, you put some goals down, and you get some markers and some scissors and some glue, and you put that stuff on paper. Make it tangible. Make it something that you can look at. Like, this is in my office, and I put it here for you guys to see, but it's going in front of the desk, so I can stare at it every day while I'm working here. I can look and be reminded of my goals. On my screen phone, on my screen share, on my screen, on my phone, I can, those two words that the pastor said yesterday, to remind me, every time that I think that I can't do something, truest about you is the thing that God says about you. And God says you're victorious. You already have victory in his name. So everything that you want to do, you have the power in you through God to do it. So, remind yourself of it. You can, yes. And it comes from 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I can, and I believe in that. And that's my truth. That's what I live in. And every time I start talking negatively to myself, and I was like, well, I can't do that. I'm not, I'm not as pretty as she is. Or I'm not as smart as she is. Or I don't have the time that she has. Or I don't have the money to, and we do that to ourselves so much, right? So start noticing those things that you tell yourself, and start quieting that voice down, and reminding yourself of the truth of who you really are in God. Yes, you can. Of course, you're going to have to work hard. Just saying that you're going to do this and going to do that, that's not going to be enough. You actually have to work hard. So put those things down on paper and get intentional about doing them. Don't slack. Tell somebody else that you're doing it. I'm doing this. I just doing this goal setting webinar is like enough for me to be casting it out there, so that now that I'm telling you guys I'm going to do this, that I'm going to do this. I know that I can't let you down. Like, I can't just back out and it's like, well, I told them I was going to do this and not do it. So I hold myself accountable by doing fitness groups. I set out to read the Bible as an example for 2017. What did I do? I made a group, and I committed myself to posting in that group every day for 365 days. What did that do to me? It made me stay committed to that goal, because I had to go in there and post it. There was 100 people in there who needed me to post in order for them to read. Whether they read it or not, I don't know. That's not, I can't control what other people do, but I could control that I was going to go read. And after I read it, I was going to post it. And I did that for 365 days. And with that, I stayed true to my commitment of reading the Bible. So to do, make yourself accountable in some way, somehow. You have to make sure that you know this, and tell people that you're going to do it. At the end, stay focused on your goals. Don't lose sight of your vision. Every time you start to think, I can't do this, remember that verse I just told you. And then make sure you surround yourself with good people who are going to support you, who are going to push you forward, who know your goals, and that are going to help you get there. Don't analyze your friends and see who the people around you are. Are they negatively talking you down, telling you can't do things? Are they pulling you down just because, of their own insecurities? Like, they can't do it, so they're like going to pull you down and try to tell you that you can't. step away from those relationships. And maybe it's not that you have to, tell them off and say, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. You don't have to do that. We're not in kindergarten. Just kind of start stepping away and start finding people who lift you up, people who do the things that you want to do, people who model the behavior for you, who inspire you, who lift you up, who help you do better. Those are the people you want around you. And this is the reason why, our team does so well, is because we push each other. When one person starts to slack, we call them out and we bring them back up. You need to surround yourself with people who have goals and who are doing things that you want to do. You need people who are going to bring you up. You are the average of the 5 people that you hang out the most with. So who are the people around you? If you're trying to lose weight, but your friends are going in a different direction and, like making fun of you for eating a salad when they're ordering a pizza or a cheeseburger, then perhaps you shouldn't go out with them for lunch. Maybe go out with friends who would actually, eat the salad with you, or maybe just encouraging and uplifting and positive, and don't hang out with such negative people. Love them from where you are. And trust me, once you start to change yourself, start changing themselves, you will be the positive light that's going to shine on them, and they will start to change their ways. So you're actually going to benefit them by making yourself better. So don't think you're being a bad friend by abandoning them. You're not. You're actually making yourself better so you can be a source of inspiration so that they can change and make their lives better too. So wraps up our seminar. I hope this sharing here, I hope this was helpful. Was it helpful, guys? It's just second nature to me. So sometimes it's hard for me to, think of the things to say because it's just second nature. It's what I do. So it's what coaches do. And so hopefully it will help. If you guys need help, like if you start making your wheels and you have a little bit of a hard time, like setting down your goals, say, Bianca, I want to do this, but I can't set a goal for that. You message me, I'm here, I'll chat, and then we can brainstorm some stuff together. You're welcome, Nikki. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you, Evie. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. We finished before. Okay, so I'm gonna go. We have some stuff to do today. It's Happy New Year's. So yeah, one of those is going to be spend more time with my family. So I'm going to go do that. And thank you guys so much for, being here and spending this time with me. And feel free to share the video if you'd like, tag some people if you think they would like it too. And that's it. Thank you guys so much. Bye. Happy New Year.